Good morning.
Good morning.
It is a spring day. Chilly outside, 40-ish, if that, 30-ish. Let's see what I can talk to you about. Skipping off the expanded horizons for a moment. I had a deal about talking about the president and talking about the choice of, Republicans and MAGA and all this stuff. I'll be clear again. I'm not against anybody having their own choice. They can have their choice of candidates whatsoever. But anybody that was choosing on the Republican side and literally bought into Trump, bought into what the Republican Party hierarchy sold out to, because they wanted their party to win. If I was Republican and I decided, okay, I don't really like him that much, but I'll vote for him. Okay, well, you get what you want. And you got what you voted for. The whole thing is that if you had a fiber in you that were going, I just don't like him, but I'll go with the party, well, I'm sorry, you still sold out. You didn't just humble down and say, fuck, forget it. Our party is, kind of going off the deep end. Let me look elsewhere. You didn't stand up. You stood up for that candidate. Okay. At some point, I had to choose, and I did that back in 2016. 2016. I didn't go for the Democrat side. I didn't vote for any of it. Because I wasn't liking what either hierarchy was selling. I'll say it that way. And it proved right as far as the Republican Party, in my mind. I can truthfully say I never have backed Trump, period. I knew that he was a poster child, that he was no leader, and that he's not the answer to what the Republican Party stood for. I knew that back, now it's been 10 years. But everyone else needs to have this popularity contest. They need to win this popularity contest. And I just was like, I couldn't do that in my heart of hearts. I know guys that are staunch Republicans that are, waving flag, military type, that will stand up and salute, and God bless America type, that bought into what the Republican Party sold without thinking that it was the best campaign that money could buy, essentially. But what they were selling was a poster child. That's why they had to come up with Project 2025. And when that came out, that really proved who was backing all this. January 6th proved what was going on. When you had guys like Eastman and stuff like that in the background, and Bannon, these guys won't even hold office. They do not hold office. And yet, they're not only within earshot of the president, they're literally behind the scenes calling the shots back then. And so the party was hijacked. And if you're not willing to, if you don't stay in tune with some of this stuff, I'll say it that way, then your vote really is on just a popularity contest. Okay? You could have like a beauty pageant, and you pick this gal who is the whole package in looks, but find out that she doesn't have any talent, or she's an airhead, or even worse, she's toxic. She's known to have beat kids or whatever it is that makes her toxic. Okay? Oh yeah, but she looks good. You got what you voted for. And when you voted for Trump, you got somebody who was elderly. You got somebody who is set in his ways, who is a golden spoon little boy. Okay? I'm sorry about his history, but he's never known financial hardship. He doesn't know what it means to go without a paycheck. Never. He's never had that problem. And I'll say it again, somehow, some way, in the Republicans' infinite wisdom, they thought that this person still connects the dots with them, that he understands their plight. He doesn't at all. And as he gets older, he's going to revert back to whatever person he was as a child. Okay? And they are going to cover for him. They watch him like a hawk. They feed him the information. That way he, because they know he goes off script too much. I'm not going on any far stretch of imagination. They had to do this with FDR, being that he couldn't move his legs. That's the closest example that I could think. They're worried about, the personification of and the PR of it all. But I'll still say it again. This is just normal. It's normal behavior. It's normal behavior of a group trying to sell something. If all of a sudden they find that poster child is not working for them, it's normally after a long, drawn-out process, and they've already had some losses. Okay? The problem is that you have a whole bunch of Republicans that bought into this, and they've got padded portfolios to prove it now. They've got padded portfolios to prove it, and they don't want to cut ties with that cash cow at all. And they will scramble, and they will cutthroat, and they will manipulate whatever they have to do to save face. And it's showing, because pretty soon it starts going against their own mission statement. pretty soon it starts going against their own values. Okay? But they're dragging a whole lot of people with them. I don't think it's all on Trump's head. But he is the poster child, so therefore. That's the in-depth of it all. That's what I wanted to say. And I've said it before. But not to this, degree. You can vote for who you want. But when you vote, understand who you're voting for. Understand with whole heart and a background check and everything else. And if it doesn't seem right to you, then by all means, don't vote for it. Stay on your ground. Got nothing but love for you. Hope you have a great day.